Hey gang, Mr. Jenkins here, just to finish up your notes for lesson 3-4. Remember, this is your second to last lesson, so the test will be coming quickly. And just, just kind of a side note is I've been looking over the CFA, and it's got a lot of fractions and stuff on it. So if you are like most people and you do not enjoy doing computation with fractions, I highly suggest getting a TI 30. Not what you see on my screen here, that's a TI 84. You want a TI 30. If you have any questions about that, you need to ask about it in class, okay? So let's go ahead and finish with example 3/4, and then we'll do example 5 also, okay? Which they look the same, but they're a little bit different. Okay, so let's start with kind of an easy one, nothing different than what we did yesterday, just more steps, Okay, so the first thing I would want to do, hopefully, obviously there is simplify the left side by distributing. So 3 times a is 3a, 3 times plus 1 is plus 3, and we have greater than or equal to -5. All right, now we want to move over the plus 3, so minus 3 to both sides is going to give me 3a is greater than or equal to whatever -5 minus 3 is. So that's -8. Now you might notice there that 3 does not go into 8. That would be a good thing to notice. But if you don't, you'll notice it on the next step, right? So now we know divide everything by 3. We get a is greater than or equal to whatever this divided by 3 is. So divided by 3. So we get that, and we know we need a, we don't really want that. So I suggest you just leave it as, let's get caught up real quick. I suggest you just leave it as -8/3. That's the easiest way to finish that out. Okay, or you have a button on your calculator where you can turn a decimal into a fraction. On my calculator, it's under math. On your calculator, it's something different. So if I do turn that into a fraction, I'm going to see that same number, -8/3. Okay. All right, so I'll start to go a little bit quicker now, maybe. I'm going to skip B because we've been doing a lot similar to this on the DMR. So let's go to C. All right. There is also a lot of this on the CFA. Okay, a lot of when you have to distribute a number, but it's actually a negative number. A lot of people don't see -2 as -2, so you got to be careful there. So when I distribute this, I'm distributing a -2. Okay, just be careful. Like I said, that happens multiple times on your CFA. All right, so I'm going to bring down everything, and I'm going to start to simplify the right side. So 15 is less than or equal to 5. Nothing changes there. -2 times 4c is -8c, or -8c. -2 times +7 is -14, or -14. Okay, now I want to continue to clean this side up because I have like terms on the same side. So I have 5 and -14. I'm just going to type that as 5 minus 14. And that's -9. All right, so that makes this right side -8c minus 9. So we have 15 is less than or equal to -8c minus 9. Or -9 minus 8c. Doesn't really matter the order. All right, now we add 9 to both sides. Okay, so 15 plus 9 is going to be 24. 24 is less than or equal to -8c. Now we divide by negative. As soon as I hear negative, I flip before I think about anything else. Now we worry about the math. So 24 over -8 would be -3. And then obviously -8c over -8 is just c. So we could enter it that way. -3 is greater than or equal to c, but we need to understand that that also means c is less than or equal to -3. Okay, so either way, this is probably preferred. All right, let me do, I'll do E and F, and I'll leave D for you to do and check. Okay? And I know this is hard to see. Let me zoom in and see if you can see it any better. So I'm skipping down to E. So it says 3E minus 3 times the quantity, 5E minus 3, is less than or equal to -12 plus 9E plus 15. I'm throwing about the kitchen sink at you here. So distributing first over here would give me, remember I'm distributing a -3, 3E minus 15E plus 9. Might want to pause and think about how I did all that. The good thing about a video is less than or equal to, going to combine like terms here. 15 minus 12 is 3. On the other side, I have 9E plus 3. All right, so now we keep going. I need to combine like terms over here. 3E, well, hopefully you caught my mistake there. -3E times, I just totally screwed that up. -3 times 5E should be minus 15E. So I'm not sure why I wrote 5E. Sorry about that. So this first term should be minus 15E. Like I said, hopefully you caught that. The other one is correct. -3 times -3 is plus 9. So I'm waiting for this to get caught up. There we go. All right, so -3 times 5 minus 15E. Okay, now we combine like terms. 3 minus 15 is -12, so -12E plus 9 is less than or equal to 9E plus 3. I'm going to go ahead and move this term over there. So plus 12E to both sides would give me 9 is less than or equal to 9 plus 12 is 21. So 21E plus 3. And now we're going to move this over there. So minus 3 to both sides is going to give me 9 minus 3 is 6. And divide both sides by 21. Obviously, 21 does not go into 6. Here's what I see a lot of people do wrong on this one, too. They think 6 is smaller than 21, so it's got to be 21 divided by 6. No, that doesn't work. So a lot of people would put the answer as 3.5. And think about how silly that is. 21 times 3.5 equals 6. That's what you're telling me there. Okay, so we divide by this number. So it's actually 6 divided 21. So that's not a nice number, right? So what I can do is use my calculator to turn it into a fraction. Remember, my calculator is different, so you might want to see me on how to do that. That's equal to 2 over 7. I'm just going to say 2 over 7 is less than or equal to E. Or E is greater than or equal to 2/7. All right, so maybe do one more here. All right, so if you have a TI-30, you could leave these all as is, okay? I'm going to highly suggest, though, that you learn to kind of just get rid of, especially a common denominator. If you got over 3, over 3, over 3, you want to try to probably get rid of that. So what's my common denominator? 3. That means if I multiply everything by 3, then my fractions are going to go away. All right, so 3 times 4/3 f. All we really want to know there is what's 3 times 4/3. All right, so let's type 3 times 4/3 is 4. Okay, so when I distribute here, I get 4f. Next one's pretty easy. 3 times -3 is -9 or -9. Try that again. So 4f and then -9 is less than 3 times f is 3f. 3 times 2/3 is, well, you could type it in, but if 3 times 4/3 is 4, 3 times 2/3 must be 2. So plus 2. And then 3 times -1/3 is going to be -1. So I'm going to say -1f or -f. Now I'm going to combine like terms over here. 3f minus 1f is 2f. Right, that would give me 4f minus 9 is less than 2f plus 2. All right, now we've gotten it to where it's pretty simple. I would minus 2f from both sides. That would give me 2f minus 9 is strictly less than 0 plus 2 or just 2. And now I want to add 9 to both sides. So that would give me 2f is less than 2 plus 9 is 11. Then we divide both sides by 2. And if you do 11 divided by 2, you get a decimal like that, and you could actually write that as a decimal. So you could say f is less than 5.5. Or if you just wanted to, you could leave it as 11/2. Either way would be just fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up with some of these IMS and no solutions ones. And remember, any that I skip are on the filled out notes. Okay, so these IMS and no solutions are just a little bit tougher than equations, but they are pretty similar, okay? So if it's an equation and the variables go away, we just say if we have the same constant, then it's IMS. If it's anything different, then it's no solution. Here you have to kind of read the inequality, and then you say, is it true or is it false? All right, so the similarity is going to be the variables are going to cancel each other out. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Actually, I'm going to skip A and let you guys look at that and do 2 that are maybe a little bit more on the tougher side. And that'll conclude our video. Hopefully it's not too long. All right, anyways, combine like terms over here. So we have 6b minus 5 is greater than 7b minus 1b would be 6b, so 6b plus 7. No surprise that we have 6b over here and 6b over there, since this is the no solution or IMS part of the work. Subtract 6b from both sides, and those cancel each other out. Okay, or we have 0 minus 5 on the left side, that's -5. And we have 0 plus 7 on the right side, that would be +7. So now we have to decide, is this true or is this false? So -5 is greater than 7. Is that true or false? That's clearly false. All right, so since it's false, we don't have any variables to kind of balance it out per se, then this would be a no solution or no real numbers. So again, just to reiterate, it's not no solution just because these two aren't the same. It's no solution because -5 is not greater than 7. Finish up with one more. I get that out of the way. All right, so need to combine like terms over there. So we have 8 plus 6c is greater than or equal to 12c minus 6c is obviously 6c. 6c minus 8. All right, so these guys are going to cancel each other out. Same, exact same coefficient on opposite sides. Those nullify each other. So what we're left with would be 8 plus 0 is 8. Is greater than or equal to 0 minus 8 is -8. All right, so obviously they are not the same number. 8 is not the same as -8. Okay, if this were an equal sign, that would be no solution. But now you've got to read it because it's in an inequality symbol. This says 8 is greater than or equal to -8. Well, positive always is greater than a negative. So this would be an example of a true statement. And if you get a true statement, that would be IMS, or identity, or all real numbers. Just some different ways you can say that. All right, so those tend to be a little tricky. Hopefully, this is a pretty loaded lesson. So hopefully you're keeping up on things. You guys let me know if you have any questions. We're going to take a real tough CFA later this week, so stay on it, stay on your A game, and get help if you need it. Besides that, you guys have a nice day. Hopefully this video